by Riverside.
What's going on, everybody? It's 3 in the Key. We're back. What is this, the third episode this season? Man, it's good to see y'all again. I'm Kaim, and I'm the host that, what did Max Kellerman say? Like, Martians have the beam pointing at the Earth, fate of the universe on the line. If it's 5v5, bro, Nikola Jokic is my first center, bro. Nikola Jokic is my first center taken. Bro, I'm sorry. Shaq, Hakeem, Wilt, goddamn Mr. Russell. I think Nikola Jokic, just in terms of basketball, not in terms of accomplishments, is the greatest center I've ever seen play, bro. It's impossible. He's a point guard and a center.
Bold take. Well, I'm Grant, and I'm the host that thinks the Clippers are the real team of LA. The last 2 weeks of Lakers basketball has been some of the worst soups I've ever seen in my life.
It's
With
been
the Lakers hat on? Dang.
I know.
With the hat on.
He's a fake fan, bro.
What's up, y'all? I'm Jay. I'm the host that thinks I hate that trend that every player's new accomplishment, they write it on a piece of paper like their will. Bro, like, come on. Like, it's not cool.
That is true, bro. LeBron got the 40,000. Russell Westbrook got the
I saw them doing the DeMar DeRozan the other day. I was like, come on, bro. I was like, this is
What
ridiculous.
did DeMar DeRozan even do?
I think he just hit like 27,000 points or something. Like,
Yeah. That's actually a good one. But what's going on, guys? Today, we have a very good episode for you. We're going to talk about the Houston Rockets. They're streaking. They're looking good. They're near the top of the Western Conference, third in the West, so we want to talk about they're really a contender. And then we're going to get into Stephen A., bro, one of the pioneers of this field that we're talking about right now. He's currently negotiating a new contract. A couple of weeks ago, he made some waves. He pointed out a really good fact, bro. These OnlyFans girls are making more than NBA players, bro. There's apparently an OnlyFans girl making more than D'Angelo Russell. So we're gonna talk about that. Talk about what does Stephen A. mean for this field. But let's start with the hoops. So boys, these Houston Rockets are crazy, bro. Ime Udoka has come over here. It's his second year. They're third in the West. What are they? 16-8, something like that. They're crushing teams. What do y'all think, Grant? What are you thinking about the Rockets? What do you think is the biggest reason why they're at the top of the Western Conference right now?
You know, the Rockets have always had a great center. Alperen Şengün has always been good. For the past 3 years, he's been looked at as an upcoming all-star.
Yeah.
And he's kind of been their centerpiece. Even though Jalen Green has scored most of the points for them, it's really him, Şengün, and that defense. Ime Udoka got that defense on lock. They picked up Amar Thompson. They have Dillon Brooks. They have a great defensive team. Jabari Smith plays great defense. And that's kind of where they're heading as a quality defensive team. I see the Rockets as a great up-and-coming team. My only issue is when it comes down to the nitty-gritty and it gets down to the playoffs, and they need a player to win the game. Who's going to do it? Is Jalen Green taking that last shot?
Yeah.
Is Alperen Şengün taking that last shot? I don't know if they're developed enough to get them to the summit.
That's actually a good point. I like them on defense. I mean, they have the second best defense in the league.
Yeah.
Literally, it's the Thunder and then them by defensive rating. It's kind of wild to see because their offense is kind of mid, but their defense is wild out, so they're winning games. But, Jay, what do you think, bro? You agree with Grant or you seeing something different?
I mean, I mostly agree with Grant. The only thing I would say is different is I think Fred VanVleet, like, having a quality point guard, it matters. Like, they paid him for a reason. And honestly, he's probably their defensive liability, but he still tries. Like, he works hard, and I think all of them work hard. I think bringing in Dillon Brooks was great, bro. Like, he's a dog. You know, every team needs that. Like, people hate him. He has a job for a reason. Bro. And they have veteran presence now, so they have all this young talent, but they have guys like Steven Adams around. They coming from great teams. He knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, like, I think in the playoffs, if they were to make it there, because I'll say, like, last year they started off kind of well, and then they tanked. And I think anchoring in their defense, that'll make sure that they at least make it to the playoffs this time.
No, that's a great point. But actually, that's a question. Who's better, Brad? Dillon Brooks or prime Prime Pat Bev.
Give me Dillon Brooks, bro.
Dillon Brooks, bro. Pat Bev scammed the league, brother.
I didn't know y'all got disrespect Pat Bev, bro. Pat Bev act like it was easy, but actually, I kind of think the same thing. Dillon Brooks, I mean, he annoys LeBron, and you guys know that I'm a LeBron fan, so I kind of look down on Dillon Brooks. But to be honest, you need a guy on your team who's annoying. Like I know, like, if you go to the YMCA, bro, you just hoop, bro. Literally pick up. There's an annoying hooper in there that you're like, dang, if he's on my team, I like this guy. If he's on the other team, bro, oh my God, you gotta ignore him, bro. You gotta mentally prepare. Like, I really have to mentally prepare to play against this man. So Dillon Brooks is literally the professional version of that.
Yeah.
But the Rockets, what surprises me about the Rockets is that they don't have one guy that scores 20 on a regular basis. They do not have one guy that scores 20. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm kind of being technical there because I'm just going to look. I'm not going to pretend like I had this memorized. Jalen Green's giving you 19.5. Şengün's giving you 19.5. Van Vliet's giving you 16. Dillon Brooks is giving you 13. So, to be winning games with this type of offense, and then all their players, their top, like, 4 guys scoring, do not shoot a good percentage, bruh, at all. Jalen Green is really chucking. Like, they say his average line is 7 for 16. So, like,
sheesh.
And Alperen Şengün as a big man is shooting 47%. It's weird, except for Dillon Brooks, which is super surprising. Their top guys aren't shooting the 3 well. Van Vliet isn't shooting the 3 well this year. So, what's impressive, but at the same time, I agree with you about the playoffs, is that the Houston Rockets right now are third in the West with basically no offense. In terms of offensive rating in the league, they're 16th, so they're slightly below average offense. But total net rating, like including offense and defense, they're 6th in the league. So that's how good their defense is. And I think their offense will tick up a little bit as the season goes on. So I think they could actually be a good regular season team. But at the end of the day, one thing about the playoffs that I've just noticed over the past 2 or 3 years, you have to be good at offense and defense. You actually have to be good at offense and defense, bro. Even those teams that we think about, like Jordan's Bulls or like KD's Warriors, in my life, like, offense is what made them famous, but they were locking up on defense as well. So I don't think they're a true championship contender, but I do think they could threaten to keep one of these teams that I would want to see in the playoffs that are struggling right now. The Mavericks, the Lakers, the Kings. Like, one of these teams could miss the playoffs or get knocked out the play-in because of the Rockets, for sure.
Yeah. There's another stat I'm looking at. They're leading the league in rebounds. I didn't know the Rockets were leading the league in rebounds.
Yeah.
So that's a big stat. And then they have Tari Eason, who is 2nd in the league in steals.
Yeah.
Behind the Great Barrier Thief. So
yeah, I thought he was leading.
So, no, their defense is they limit you to 1 shot. 2nd best defense in the league.
That's
honestly,
true.
They're a good team, and defense travels. So we'll
travels.
see that defense in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They might be able to sneaking around. I don't know about 2 rounds. Sneaking.
I think they can sneak it around, bro. They can sneak it around.
If they play, okay. What if they match up with the Lakers in the first round?
If they match up with who?
I mean, if they match up with the Lakers, I am taking the Lakers.
Yeah,
sorry.
I gotta be honest with you. I would also take the Lakers.
That's Anthony
the
Davis.
Lakers struggled with the Trailblazers.
Nah, bro. They took care of the Trailblazers. Barney James got minutes, bro.
Okay, what about them against
the Kings?
The Kings will be close.
The Kings aren't even making the playoffs.
The Kings are struggling right now.
I would take
Let's look at what it would be, bro. If the playoffs started today, obviously things are going to change significantly. But if the playoffs started today, bro, Rockets are 3, so they would play the Clippers. It would be Houston Clippers first round.
I'm taking the Clippers. No, taking
the Clippers too.
The Clippers are actually, like what you said, but the Clippers are playing elite.
Okay, so here's the question: what's the first team under the Rockets that you would take them over in a playoff series? you got
come on,
Mavericks, Golden State.
Bro, the Grizzlies are back in 2nd?
Yeah, bro. The Grizzlies are actually no joke.
What the heck?
That man, John Moran, is a difference maker. To be honest, guys.
Not taking them over any of these, bro.
Yeah. Like they don't want to see any of these teams. The only thing that we disagree on, I think I might take them over the Clippers, bruh. Like James Harden, bruh. I respect him, but that's a truly old squad, bro. James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. That's basically LeBron James and AD, except older and more hurt. I mean, not older, but just slightly more washed.
Yeah. Have you been watching Clippers basketball games? Have you seen any Clippers
Nah,
games?
bro. I just watch whenever my phone tells me, "Yo, James Harden went off." I'm like,
it's not James Harden's team, bro. It's Norman Powell's team, bro.
Norman Powell, bro.
That man is consistently dropping 25 plus.
Be like year 11 most improved player.
Yeah.
I didn't know Norman Powell was like that.
Oh, Powell was averaging like 25 to start the season.
Bro, he's hitting like 30 consistently. He was doing skip to my loot threes on PG. He walked in, skip to PG 23 in transition cash.
He said skip to my lube.
That man finishes every single layup. And what's his shooting three? Like 45%?
I'm about to look right now. Y'all get Brian, Norman Powell leading the team in scoring.
It's Norman Powell's squad.
Shooting 49% from three.
Yeah. Every time I watch a Clippers game, he is busting the other team's ass.
Hey, bro, Norman Powell. I mean, honestly, y'all just put me on. Norman Powell really probably is most improved player right now.
But it's like that's great. Year 10 most improved player.
Yeah, yeah,
that's crazy.
Right? He's moving like a young dog. It's crazy.
Yeah, bro. But, what do you think causes something like that to happen? Like, do you think he wasn't working hard before? Now he's working hard. Do you think the game just finally opened up? Like
they're gonna test him, bro.
No,
they're doing what?
They have to test him.
He was never the second option on any of his teams.
Opportunity. Straight up.
I mean, that's true. He did average like 15, 16 for most places he was at. So yeah.
Where did he start his career? Did he start in Toronto?
Raptors? Yeah, Raptors. That sounds right.
He was in Toronto behind DeMar. Then he was behind Kawhi. So DeMar and Kyle, Kawhi and Pascal.
Oh, then he was on the Trailblazers.
Where he was behind PG.
Yeah.
Kawhi.
Yeah, that's the only year he had that 1 year with the Trailblazers. He probably good on something, but was not Chris Paul. Was Damian Lillard still on the team?
Well, yeah.
So, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not a ball knower because, to be honest, he's had years before. I mean, he's averaged 19 before. He's averaged 19 before. He's averaged 17 before. So he's been close. Like, I didn't even know he's come fourth in Sixth Man of the Year voting twice. So I guess for him, like you said, they finally shipped PG out. And I wonder, that makes you wonder if the Clippers kind of knew, like if Ty Lue was telling them boys from practice, like, honestly, bruh, we can let go of Paul George.
He's
like, hey,
how?
Yeah, we can, like, we didn't know as fans, nobody knew, but I wonder if T. Lue was like, yeah, I'm not gonna cap, I'm seeing this boy in practice, and actually, I'm sad I can't give him more minutes. We gotta go. So he probably was, bro. All right, so we'll watch the Rockets. Now, unfortunately, we have disrespected the Rockets so hard that if they do anything in the playoffs, every single one of us will be wrong.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Dave, maybe we don't believe in them.
I think they can beat the Timberwolves and the Suns.
I won't say the Suns. I think they can beat the Timberwolves until they figure out that issue. But yeah,
Bro, the Suns still can't play defense.
Bro, like Julius Randle, it doesn't make sense. It never made sense.
Yeah,
he doesn't belong there, bro. He's too ball dominant. It doesn't make sense.
I think they did that for money, bro. And I don't know why you do something for money after you made the Western Conference Finals with the young player. That makes no sense. That actually pisses me off a little bit because I was looking forward to enjoying that team. Yeah, but anyway, Rockets third in the West right now, 16-8. Ime Udoka, one of the best coaches in the league, bro. If he can goddamn keep it in his pants, bro, he might go down. He might get to the Hall of Fame, dog. That man might be the first coach in NBA history to not get to the Hall of Fame because of the bedroom, bro. Because if he had stayed in Boston, like they probably would still be winning. But anyways, speaking of the bedroom, let's tiptoe over to Stephen A. Smith, man. Stephen A. Smith made waves. This is kind of a two-pronged thing because it's about why is Stephen A. so wild, but also why is he so important to the field? So Stephen A. said a couple weeks ago, there was an OnlyFans girl that was making what 40 something, 45 million a year. And people are talking about people putting me on, which is true, but it just makes people think, what is he talking about? Like, isn't he a sports analyst? why is this joint coming up? But at the same time, I feel like Stephen A. is probably him and Charles Barkley are like the most viewed sports analysts, the most viewed people that do what we do. So, what in the world is Stephen A. talking about, bro? Is this good for his career? And why is he so important? Like, Jay, bro, talk about why Stephen A. feels so free.
He is important to the field. What he talks about does not matter at this point in his career. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. It's like if you're in the MLB and you sign a 15-year, $700 million contract. Like, you won, bro. You won. Congrats. That's how Stephen A. is right now. They know people are going to watch him no matter what. He said that on his show, the Stephen A. Smith Show. So on the Stephen A. Smith Show, I don't know if y'all ever watch. He does whatever, says whatever. There's random scenarios all the time. I've never seen him talk about an OnlyFans girl before, but, he did that. And, I got to respect it because at the end of the day, he related it to sports. He was like, hey, she's making $45 million a year. Anthony Edwards isn't making that. Like, so he related to sports, but he does mean a lot. Because of him, unfortunately, is why people can say this crazy stuff. It is why we got people like Shannon Sharp now. And and Charles Barkley, he also contributed to that. And Charles Barkley, looking back, he wasn't as bad, bro. The whole TNT crew, they're not as bad. The only thing is, he always talks about San Antonio women, and I've never been there, so I don't know how true it is. But he's that passionate about it. It's kind of maybe it's propaganda. It's working on me though.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Before you go, Greg, I just want to throw in there. He did, bro. This joint just came. We're thinking they're breaking news. I mean, obviously we're not, but we are. His contract details just came out last night. Last night he just re-signed with ESPN for 6 years, $120 million. So with that in mind, bro, he's got 20 M's per year. Saying all this, bro. Gee, well, what are you thinking?
I think Stephen A. Smith is a marketing genius because he knows how to garner views. He started with what he was doing on ESPN, kind of his attitude, his swab, but now he has moved into in his own show to talk about stuff that honestly can get memed. He's talking about meme stuff. I've seen the clips of him talking about Pokemon. I've seen the clips of him talking about other things.
About cars.
Yeah. Cars, that was funny.
Bro, he was breaking down the Charizard, bro. He was like, I'm looking at the Charizard. I'm seeing some wings. Nah, that was funny, bro.
So he knows what's going to garner views. So we have to look at him and respect him. And again, he can do whatever he wants. His job is so secure, and he's going to get views no matter what. So he can kind of say anything, and he's kind of inspired us.
Honestly,
we've been inspired by Stephen A. Smith to kind of say whatever you want to say, really be unapologetically like you in front of the camera. So props to him. He's done his job. He deserves that $120 million.
That's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I don't even think he's my favorite, but he is my GOAT. He is my GOAT because if I'm really being honest, and this takes it all the way back, the reason like this was so big, Brad, when all three of us are coming up with this idea, when I think about doing this podcast, literally this started with Stephen A, bro. Like this started when it's two people that were like I watched every day when I became a real hoops fan of like my own in 2010, and that's LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, bro. LeBron James went to the Heat that year. Every single day I was locked into goddamn what did LeBron score last night and what is Stephen A. saying about it. So that man, like, if you ask me, I'm not even playing. This man always has a special place in my heart because if you ask me in 8th grade, what do you want to do when you grow up, bro? My friends are saying like, oh, I want to be like Kobe. I'm like, bro, I want to be like Stephen A. That was dead ass my answer. I want to be like Stephen A. So I think, I mean, that's an inspiring man. But I think now what's getting weird is that even though we do have like the Shannon Sharps and all that, it's weird that it seems like there's no true like next guy up. there's no next guy up, and because he's not using his actual body, he's just running his mouth. Because I actually think he's calmed down since the Kwame Brown days, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Kwame Brown is gone, bro. City of Los Angeles should throw a parade right now, whether you win the championship or not, bro. That's extremely messed up. But I think he's calmed down. And the money is just so different, bro. Like, the money is just so different in every single field. Like, even the money NBA players now is different from what they were making 15 years ago. So I think, I mean, he started this joint, bro. Him and there's hate out there, but him and Skip really started this joint. And I thought Skip would last too, but the haterade didn't last as long as goddamn, bro. He literally flamed out. Skip finally flamed out. So yeah, I think he's the GOAT, bro. I think he's literally the greatest analyst of all time. Well, let's go of our lifetime. I guess we really don't know, but I think he's the greatest, like, non-play-by-play, but sports announcer of all time.
I think he has to be. I mean, who else competes with him? Who else is there?
That's a good question. I guess Skip. Barkley, really. I think Barkley is the real guy.
I mean, I think Barkley and, like, he just makes fun of Shaq on TNT. Like, that's like,
yeah, that is true. Bro, half of that show is just of them going back and forth.
It is funny, but bro, they're like, they're just chilling.
You're doing the halftime show, and you're like, yo, what is happening in the game?
Yeah, bro, you barely know what's happening in the game. Kenny Smith shows you 2 plays on the board, bro.
he does that little slow run up to the board. Ernie's like, Ernie just be chilling.
But
I think he's the GOAT, bro. I think he knows it too.
I think he knows it too, which I think rightfully so in some cases. I think people don't like, bro. He walks around like, y'all seen the memes where he walks into this arena pregame, bro. He's walking with a goddamn limp in his step, like he's planning on dropping literally 42.5 points a night, bro. That man Stephen A is crazy. But look, bro, this is to y'all's point. This is an article that came out about his deal. Obviously, it said $120 million for 6 years. But this is the biggest thing you said, Grant. Smith will have the opportunity to pitch non-sports idea to the parent co.
Yeah.
Disney will be putting some of the bill. So Disney is like, bruh, you're making us so much bread. Of course, do some ESPN stuff, but what else are you thinking, bro?
Talk about whatever you want, bro.
Yeah, what else are you thinking? Because it's non-exclusive outside of sports, so he can't go on like another channel and start talking about football, but he can go on another channel and really get his thoughts off, and I think people care. I think he's gotten to the point now. I haven't listened yet, but I will. I'll put it in my save later. He released a video talking about the Drake lawsuit against his label and or like Kendrick, and I'm like, dang, I'm sure people care about what he has to say. I high-key got to click on that.
Yeah.
But the last question is, do y'all think he actually knows about all this stuff, or do y'all think, bro, his goddamn confidence and tone of voice is so strong outside of sports that, like, you just care because of who he is? Like, basically, do you think he's doing the research the same way he probably is with sports?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Bro, I got to be honest with you. Like, Sophie Rain, I genuinely don't believe that he pitched the idea. I think somebody was like, hey, Stephen A., I got something for you. And then he's like, what is it? And then they gave him the stats and everything on it. And he just reacted on camera. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think for some of those things.
Yeah. That's actually
I think he does, actually. I think he puts the work in. I mean, he's on social media.
Yeah.
He probably gets the NBA Centel tweets. And it's like, oh, let's talk about this. So I think he puts the research in. I think that's why he's so good. Because he puts the research in, he puts the time in.
Not just the personality.
He talked about it. He talked about how he puts the time in to research all the sports, everything he needs, so he's ready to go on camera. So I think he does.
That man Grant said it's about what happens when the lights are off.
Yeah.
It's about what happens when no one's watching, bruh.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I kind of tend to agree. I agree with both of y'all, really. He probably does put the time in, but when you get to that level, you do have researchers, bruh. You do have people that you can be like, hey, yo, what's like, we talked about the Rockets, bro. They're probably talking the night before, like, hey, can you pull up some Rockets defensive stats for me? Probably send a text, bro. They get the stats. Like, it's that simple. So, Stephen A. salute Stephen A, bro.
Yeah.
I never have anything bad to say about Stephen A. He's sometimes kind of crazy, but
I was saying he'll be fine.
yeah, he'll
The
be fine.
only thing that can bring him down is a real scandal.
Yeah.
Actually, and that's what I was gonna say. I had this written down.
Say
I
whatever
thought it
he
was the last question, but do y'all think Stephen A. wasn't as egregious? And we will get into the details. But obviously, Shannon Sharp went viral a few weeks ago, and now now Stephen A. is talking about the OnlyFans. Do y'all think ESPN and or Disney is low key like, bruh, we're okay with y'all having some little mini scandals as long as it gets more views? Like, do you think they're high key being encouraged in the back room? Like, hey.
Well, I heard something that that ESPN was losing views because of social media outlets, everything else. So, I mean, before, like, imagine 10 years ago, to get all your sports information, you had to go to ESPN.
Yeah,
It was just ESPN.
Yep.
Now it's Bleacher Report. Now it's
The
Yahoo
Athletic.
Sports. Now it's everything.
Yeah,
So,
like social media.
one-off accounts. So, I think
Dang, they're us. Three in the
us.
key.
Bleacher
We're
Sports
taking views.
So, no, I think they're okay with it. I think stir up a little bit something, see if we can garner some views, get people back on the platform.
Job security. Oh, Stephen A. has better job security than have to be on my job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, he can't get traded. They're not really gonna release him. He doesn't have to retire because all he has to do is run his mouth. Like, he won.
That's true. And I'm certain that contract is basically guaranteed unless he goes to jail or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like even if people stop watching, bro, this man has $120 million coming in. He's changed his life around. Just talking about sports. So, all right, for real this time. Salute Stephen A, man. Appreciate y'all watching this episode of 3 in the Key. We'll be back for y'all soon. This is Grant, Jay, and Kaim. Don't forget, we're on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere, really. Anywhere you get your podcast. And of course, on the YouTube channel. So with that, we'll get out.